Dorit Kemsley reveals estranged husband PK continues to blindside her, months after their separation. Dorit Kemsley has been front and center on The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills Season 14. Thanks to her feud with Kyle Richards and her separation from Paul PK Kemsley, Dorit quickly became the most talked-about cast member of the long-running series. During Tuesday's new episode, Dorit opened up about her and PK's current situation following their split. Initially, it was reported that PK had moved into a hotel when he left their Beverly Hills home in May, but Dorit was shocked to learn that he had moved into an apartment without telling her. During the official after-show, Dorit delved further into the dynamic between her and PK and shared that they had spoken about him potentially moving into an apartment. At the time he pulled the trigger, it was early days into their split, but Dorit felt blindsided because she thought she'd be a part of that process. In fact, Dorit revealed that PK's decision to rush into getting an apartment broke communication between them and that she is still taken aback by his choices today. Dorit and PK have put on a united front for the cameras. Their split has been mostly amicable on screen, but PK has been vocal about cutting off communication with Dorit because they have been codependent. It seems that PK believes that for them to move on, they must distance themselves, allowing them to start creating lives separately. Given their long relationship and 2 children, it won't be easy. That said, it makes sense that Dorit would feel a certain way about it because she thought they'd still maintain a close bond despite living separately. It suggests that the estranged couple will have more awkward moments as Rob's Season 14 continues. Did Dorit amp up aspects of her life for the cameras? Dorit spent the last couple of seasons without a substantive storyline, so seeing her have all these storylines on the go during Rob's Season 14 is surprising. Skeptics thought she came into this season so hot because her time on the show was called into question. It's rare for Real Housewives to last without a storyline, but Dorit has been vocal about not fabricating any aspect of her life for the cameras. Viewers recently questioned whether Dorit's feud with Kyle was made up after they were spotted together. However, they likely repaired their friendship while filming and are now in a much better place. The gilded gates of Beverly Hills could keep out the paparazzi, but they couldn't shield Dorit Kemsley from the emotional roller coaster she was enduring. Months after announcing her separation from PK, her estranged husband of over a decade, Dorit found herself blindsided once again. It wasn't a scandal splashed across tabloids this time, it was personal, unexpected, and disorienting. Dorit, known for her impeccable style and poise on The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, had been navigating the turbulent waters of separation with as much grace as she could muster. Yet, as the weeks turned into months, she began to notice a pattern in PK's behavior, one that left her constantly off balance. The first blow, a surprise listing. It started with their house. The sprawling Mediterranean-inspired villa they once shared, a symbol of their shared dreams, was suddenly listed for sale without her knowledge. Dorit had been hosting a small brunch with her closest confidants, Kyle Richards and Teddi Mellencamp, when the notifications began to flood her phone. "Your house is on the market?" Teddi gasped, holding up her phone. "What are you talking about?" Dorit's perfectly arched brow furrowed in confusion. Her phone across the marble table, revealing a real estate listing with glossy photos of Dorit's home. Her jaw dropped. "I didn't approve this," Dorit murmured, scrolling through the listing, her breath catching at the sight of their bedroom, her sanctuary, now a public exhibit. PK's name was plastered all over the listing as the seller. He hadn't consulted her, hadn't even mentioned it in their recent conversations. It was as though he was pulling the strings from afar, leaving her to grapple with the fallout. The financial tangle. As Dorit delved deeper, she realized that the house listing was just the tip of the iceberg. PK had also made unilateral decisions about their joint accounts. Funds she had earmarked for her children's education and her burgeoning design projects were suddenly being rerouted, leaving her scrambling to figure out how to keep her plans afloat. "PK is playing a dangerous game," Dorit confided to Lisa Rinna over coffee one morning. "He acts as if this is some competition, as if he can outmaneuver me." But I'm not going to let him bulldoze my life. Lisa, ever the provocateur, smirked. Honey, he's underestimating you. That's his first mistake. The unscheduled visits. PK's antics didn't stop at financial surprises. One Saturday morning, as Dorit was preparing to take her children, Jagger and Phoenix, to their soccer practice, she heard the unmistakable rumble of PK's Bentley in the driveway. What is he doing here? She muttered, glancing at her phone to confirm there had been no message or call from him. PK sauntered into the house, his usual charm on full display. Morning, love. Just thought I'd pop by and take the kids out for breakfast. Dorit clenched her jaw, her voice measured. A heads up would have been nice, PK. I already have plans with them. Well, plans change, he replied breezily, ruffling Jagger's hair. It was a tug-of-war she hadn't anticipated, PK swooping in unannounced, disrupting their routines, and creating an air of uncertainty that left Dorit feeling perpetually on edge. Public pressure. On the show, Dorit had always been candid about her life, but this new chapter was proving to be one of the most challenging to share. During a dinner scene with Erica Jane and Garcelle Beauvais, she opened up about the strain PK's behavior was putting on her. It's like he wants to control the narrative even now, Dorit said, her voice tinged with frustration. He blindsides me at every turn. I'm trying to create stability for the kids, but how can I when he keeps pulling these stunts? Erica nodded sympathetically. Men like PK don't let go easily. He's probably struggling with the idea of not being in your orbit anymore. But that's not my responsibility, Dorit shot back. I've spent years prioritizing him and his needs. It's my time now. My time to figure out who I am without him. A bold move. Determined to regain control, Dorit decided to take matters into her own hands. She enlisted the help of a high-profile attorney and financial advisor to ensure that PK couldn't continue to make decisions without her consent. During a pivotal scene in her storyline, viewers watched as Dorit met with her legal team in a sleek Beverly Hills office. I want transparency, she stated firmly. No more surprises. No more blindsides. If PK wants to play games, he can do it on his own time, not mine. Facing PK. The season's climax came when Dorit confronted PK during a sit-down at a neutral location, one of their favorite restaurants from better days. PK arrived with his usual bravado, but there was a flicker of unease in his eyes as Dorit laid out her grievances.